love him.
Yeah.
I would love to talk to that guy in Russian only.
I bet he would do it. You could have
Yeah.
like a subtitled version on YouTube.
Because I think there's a certain way he speaks in English, and there's a certain way he speaks in Russian.
Right. Yeah.
And it's very different because he's still not comfortable with English. So he speaks like send me location.
Yeah.
In
Send
English.
location.
Send location. Which is which is nice for intimidation, but it's a different thing. It's a different thing. In Russian, you could be more poetic.
Yeah.
You can be deeper. You can be more emotional. Like he doesn't actually know how to be real and emotional in English yet. So it's because I have the same kind of leap you have to take to be able to be open to the full human experience in another language. It's weird how you need to know the language well in order to experience the world in that language.
If you had to make a judgment between the two languages, which language do you think allows you to express yourself more eloquently?
So 100% Russian is... now, I'm biased a little bit, but I think Russian is a language that is more effective at communicating feeling, emotion, suffering. The way the language has evolved, because it went through the 20th century, through the wars, through the atrocities, through all of that, I think there's something to that where the language carries the burden of the people, the suffering of the people with it. Like the American.
He might be right,
different,
considering it takes him 2 hours to get his message across in English.
I would say American language is much more simplistic, so you can't fuck with the words as much. The way the Russian language works, you can adjust the words to completely change the meaning. Plus, swearing is an art form in Russia. Like Russians swear.
Suka bliata.
But
equals art.
Generally speaking, Russians swear a lot more than Americans.
Really?
And swearing is a much richer part.
Why is this idiot confused? Really? I can't believe anyone swears more than Americans. I've never been to Europe or anywhere, but I mean, come on.
American.
Man.
Basically.
Really?
So what you find when people suffer, when you go through the war, when you go through poverty, more people become comedians because humor is a way to escape pain.
Oh.
We're not talking about professional comedians. We're talking about you get some vodka, you get guitar, and you're just shooting the shit. There's much more of that energy because there's nothing else to do. And then the laughter is one of the only ways to deal with the absurdity of the government taking everything away from you, all those kinds of things. And so there's a natural humor to the language. There's a natural ability to, like, between the lines, to communicate pain. That's why you have there's poets, there's Dostoevsky, even shooting way farther back, Tolstoy. So there's a history of literature being used to communicate that pain. I think Russian language is better at doing that, but there's also kind of a culturally speaking, there's an inclination to romanticize things, like to be kind of philosophical. I think that's
all right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that people don't know.
Oh boy, here we go.
Whenever someone asks me what I do for a living, I always tell them that I do social media, but in reality, I make my living doing OnlyFans.